Hello friends, how are you all? I hope you all are doing fine. So in this class we are gonna start fresh with a new topic, okay, or new series you can say, monetary policy. Sorry, monetary policy. Okay, so this is the topic for this series. So let us see it first. What is the definition of this or whatever it is? So this is basically a introduction. Okay, the introduction to the concept monetary policy. So monetary policy is the process by which monetary authority of a country like the central bank or currency board controls the supply of money, often targeting an inflation rate or interest rate to ensure price stability and general trust in the currency. Since the 1970s, monetary policy has been formed separately from fiscal policy, which refers to taxation, government spending, and associated borrowing. Okay, and in India, the RBI, Reserve Bank of India, is vested with the responsibility of conducting monetary policy. Okay, so whenever there's the word come fiscal, it is related to government. Okay, and their expenditure and revenue, and whenever it comes to the monetary, it refers to the central bank adjusting the inflation rate and interest rate. So it comes all under the central bank of the country. In India particularly, it is RBI, the central bank, and this responsibility is explicitly mandate under the Reserve Bank of India Act 19, RBI Act 1934. Okay, now let us see that what are its objectives of monetary policy. Okay, so if I talk about in general terms, the broad objective of monetary policy include: first, controlling the money supply, and second, controlling the interest rate, okay, in the economy. Further goals of monetary policy are usually to contribute to economic growth and stability, to lower unemployment, and to maintain predictable exchange rates with other currencies. In India, the primary objective of the monetary policy is to maintain price stability while keeping in mind the objective of growth. Price stability is a necessary precondition to the sustainable growth. In May 2016, the RBI Act 1934 was amended to provide a statutory basis for the implementation of the flexible inflation targeting framework. The amended RBI Act also provided for the inflation target to be set by the Government of India in consultation with the Reserve Bank once in every 5 years. Accordingly, the central government has notified in the official gazette 4% of CPI, that is consumer price index inflation, as the target from the period of August 5, 2016 to March 31st, 2021, with the upper tolerance of 6% and the lower tolerance of the 2%. Also, the central government notified the factors, which I'll be just telling you, that constitute failure to achieve the inflation target. Okay, first is the average inflation is more than the upper tolerance level of the inflation target for any 3 consecutive quarters, or the average inflation is less than the lower tolerance level for any 3 consecutive quarters. Prior to the amendment in the RBI Act in May 2016, the flexible inflation targeting framework was governed by an agreement on monetary policy framework between the government and the Reserve Bank of India on February 20, 2015. Now let us see about India, monetary policy framework in India. So the amended RBI Act explicitly provides the legislative mandate to the Reserve Bank to operate the monetary policy framework of the country. The framework aims at setting the policy, that is repo rate, based on an assessment of the current and evolving macroeconomic situations and modulation of liquidity condition to anchor money market rate at or around the repo rate. Repo rate changes transferred through the money market to the entire financial system, which in turn influences aggregate demand, which is a key determinant of the inflation and growth. Now, once the repo rate is announced, the operating framework designed by the Reserve Bank envisages liquidity management on a day-to-day basis through appropriate action, which aims at anchoring the operating target, that is, the weighted average call rate WACR, around the repo rate. Okay. And if you're thinking that what is this call money and call rate, so basically call money is the overnight fund that are lended by one bank to the another bank, and the rate which is fixed, the rate they charge as an interest is called at call money rate. Okay, so the operating framework is fine tuned and revised depending on the evolving financial market and market conditions, while ensuring consistency with the monetary policy stance. Okay, the and the liquidity management framework was revised significantly in April 2006. Now let us see that what happened when we changes the money supply, what are its effect on inflation and everything. Okay, so changes in money supply. Okay, this is delta is for change, so I have written delta. So what happen if there is increase in money supply? Okay, first we will discuss increase, and the decrease will be just replica of increase only. Okay, so first what will happen, this will increase the purchasing power, right? And if my purchasing power will increase, the demand will increase, people will demand more, and when the demand goes up, it will lead to increase in the prices in the market, and increase in the prices is nothing but inflation. Okay, so this lead to inflation. On the other hand, if we see from the bank's point of view, okay, so with the increase in money supply, money with the bank will increase. Okay, when the money with the bank will increase, so the interest rate will decrease. Okay, this can be also shown from the ISLM model. Okay, so in this this is LM curve, this is IS curve. So when there is increase in money supply, LM curve will shift rightward, and this is Y, this is I. So you can see here interest rate will decrease and your growth will increase due to the increase in investment. Since the interest rate will decrease, so it will make the loan cheaper. So what a investor will do, he will start investing more and more. Okay, since the loan is cheap, and due to the increase in investment, there is a growth due to the increase in Y, which is income. Okay, and if I talk about the decrease in money supply, it is just the opposite of what we just did now. Okay, it will first of all, it will decrease the purchasing power, demand will decrease, inflation will fail. Okay, and if we see from bank point of view, money with the bank will decrease, due to which interest rate will increase, due to which investment will decrease, due to which growth will fail. Just the opposite of what we studied in the increase in money supply. So in bigger terms, if I tell you in simpler terms, to reduce the inflation, we have to reduce the money supply, and to induce the inflation or reduce disinflation or reduce deflation, we have to increase the money supply. So we have already seen that the monetary policy is a regulatory policy made by central bank of the nation aimed at controlling the money supply and interest rate in the economy. So in order to achieve these objectives, the central bank, RBI in case of India, use various tools. Okay, so we are going to study about the tools which RBI uses, tools of monetary policy. So tools can be of two terms. First of all, it is quantitative, and the second one is qualitative. Okay, these two are the basically tools are divided into these two things. If I talk about quantitative tools, so in this comes CRR, that is cash reserve ratio, SLR, statutory liquidity ratio, RR, that is repo rate, triple R, reverse repo rate, MSF, marginal standing facility, BR, bank rate, and last is open market operations. Okay, these are very basic. It comes in 11th economics. Okay, and if I talk about qualitative tools, in the qualitative it comes LTV, that is loan to value ratio. Second is priority sector lending or credit rationing, PSLR. Okay. Third, RBI guidelines. Fourth, moral suasion. And the last is direct action. Okay, so these are the tools that are present with RBI to alter the money supply and everything to bring the economy back to the stable state. So in this class I have given the overview, and in the next class we will be discussing all these tools one by one. So don't worry, I'll be discussing each and every tool with you. Okay, all the tools which I have just discussed, I have just given you the names right now. Okay, we will discuss one by one from the next class. So thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, do subscribe and like this channel. It motivates me to make more good content for you. Okay, so thank you guys, goodbye.